Good morning, students. Welcome back to our online classes. We were continuing Lifelines of National Economy. In that we had seen importance of those lifelines, means of communication and transportation. Why are they called as the lifelines of our national economy? Then what are the various types of means of transportation? In that we had already discussed types of roadways, types of railways in our previous classes. So in today's class we will be discussing the land transport, in that next part pipelines, and next one waterways. So let's continue. Pipelines, they have lots of benefits, or you can say they are the modern times means of transport. They are the best means of transport for supplying liquid, gas and semi-solid or slurry substances to faraway places. It has lots of benefits like no wastage is there, fast supply can be done, no transport delays are there, it is easily to monitored, it can be sent into any part or any region without any problem. It can be set up over the ground, underground or even below the seabeds also. It has very low transportation cost and it's very easy to monitor it from just one place, and just time to time it can be repaired. So this way you can say, even it also has got one more benefit, that raw materials can be transported directly from the producing areas to the manufacturing plants. For example, natural gas supplied to the fertilizer industries. So this way you can say pipelines have lots of benefits. Another thing which is very useful about this is even the solid substances can also be supplied in slurry form or dissolved in water to faraway places. It doesn't have an effect of climate changes or that one, easily it can be supplied. Okay, so now important pipelines. There are various important pipelines. Few are HVJ pipeline, or we also called as Hazira in Gujarat to Vijaypur in MP to Jagdishpur. So Hazira Vijaypur Jagdishpur pipeline, it is the longest pipeline in India from Gujarat till MP, Punjab, that area also. Now next pipeline is pipeline from Belladilla to Vishakhapatnam to carry iron slurry form. Okay, that is a special one. Belladilla mines, we all know they are famous for the iron ore. So from Belladilla to Vishakhapatnam, Vishakhapatnam is having a seaport, so iron slurry is supplied from those mines till the Vishakhapatnam. Next one from Assam to Kanpur via Guwahati, Barauni and Allahabad, another important pipeline. Then next one is from Salaya in Gujarat to Jalandhar in Punjab through Viramgam and Mathura. By this you can say it has proven, because we know that Mathura refinery is very famous. So because of pipelines only, the industrial plants can be set up far away from the raw material areas also. Now problems or drawbacks of pipelines. It is very beneficial, but still some problems are there. First one, leads to leakage and theft of materials. Laying down charges are very high. It faces diplomatic and political problems while it has to cross through different countries or states. Underground leakage can cause pollution of water bodies, and even sometimes the material can get mixed up with the drinking water supply also. It requires expert or technological help because it is put up and observed in a very expert manner. It also requires more attention and importance from the government side, as compared to the other means of transport. So this way you can say pipelines are very important mode of transport, and many more pipelines are there which has to be set up. So future plans are also there. Now waterways. The cheapest mode of transport since ancient times. Now, why is it so, and why India is having important one? India is having a huge coastline around 7,516.6 kilometer long. It also has three water bodies: Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean and Bay of Bengal. Besides that, it also has lots of water bodies, rivers and canals through which this waterway transport can be carried out. So let's see the benefits of this one. It is the oldest mode of transport to supply heavy and bulky items to faraway places. It is the cheapest mode of transport because it does not require any construction and repairing charges. It's very fuel efficient and eco-friendly. Now let's see the types. It is of two types: inland waterways and overseas waterways. Inland waterways within the country, mainly through rivers and canals. Overseas means among different countries through sea and oceans. Now inland waterways. India has inland navigation waterways of around 14,500 kilometers in length, out of which only 3,700 kilometers is navigable by mechanized boats. India has got following 5 waterways declared by the National Waterways by the government. NW National Waterway number 1, Ganga River between Allahabad to Haldia, 1620 kilometers long. National Waterway number 2, Brahmaputra River from Sadia to Dhubri, 891 kilometers long. And same way waterway number 3, 4, 5 from book, you can copy down. Okay. In the map here you can see lots of waterways are being given. Now overseas trade. The trade carried out through sea and ocean with other countries comes under this category. It constitutes around 95% of the country's trade, and volume wise 68% in the value. So this way you can say overseas trade is very important for our country. India has got 12 major and 181 medium and minor ports. So this way you can say sea trade is very important for India. And in this map you can see the important seaports of India like Kandla, Mumbai, Tuticorin, Vishakhapatnam, Kolkata, Paradip, Haldia, etc. So these are very important. Okay, from the textbook you can get all the details and make the table. Now some drawbacks of these waterways. Drawback: it is a slow, and compared to other mode of transport it can lead to delays due to the weather conditions. It completely depends on clear weather conditions. Next, it can cause water pollution by oil spilling, and during rainy season it can cause accidents, or storms are there, then also it can lead to problems. So this is all in today's class. We have completed the pipelines, their importance, how various types of pipelines are there, then waterways, how it is so important, various waterways of India, and then important ports for India. Remaining airways and the other part of the chapter we will be continuing into our next class. See you.